Hi guys, this is Crossy. Welcome to Hatton Games, and thanks for joining me as we jump back to a best of 3 series from the ESEA LAN finals. Even though the event was dominated by the Europeans, it was two of the home sides that gave us one of the most exciting encounters of the tournament. Stick with me as we gear up for Team Dynamic versus Quantic Gaming, and we're kicking it all off on DE Train. We all need some real stamina to get through this bad boy, so fingers crossed that my voice has the staying power. Let's get it going. So we're underway then, and we are going straight live. There is no knife round taking place here, and we start with Quantic Gaming with Semfis, Daze, TCK, Frost and Hiko squaring off on the easier CT side. For Team Dynamic we've got Swag, AZK, Nothing, Volcano and Adren. They're leading the way on terrace, and we're going to see a fast aggressive push coming in from them, you would expect. They've slowed things up a little bit now, but looks like they're setting up to hit the main area and move on to A. It is an easier bomb site to get to as the A site, and now that the bomb's been moved to the middle rather than being tucked away at the opposite end from where T spawn is, and Nothing is straight in with an opening pick on Dazed at the side area. Glock coming up on top against the P2000, which is an age-old discussion that I won't go into too much, as Volcano and Adren get picks as well. Bomb's going to be making its way onto the site. AZK is taken down by Semfis, who'd bed himself up in the CT nest area, but he's taken down very quickly by Volcano, who went on the push behind. And first round going to Team Dynamic. Pretty much the way of things, with the advantage that the Glocks have, the first round often goes the way of the terrace, and we see buys coming in from now. You'd expect they'll piggyback through and get the next couple of rounds while they're at it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Notice that Volcano's gone for the AK buy. It's one of those sort of debates that happens. Do you buy the AK on the second round? You've got the money for it, but it's one of those, if you drop it and you lose it, it may give the opportunity for the side that's up against it and on a pistol to get hold of that AK and use it to turn it around and win it. So a little bit of debate on that one. I'm personally one of those that goes and buys an AK, and it looks like 3 of Team Dynamic have done exactly that. So priority for them is to make sure that they don't lose those guns and give them away. It might give a real early momentum swing to Quantic Gaming and let them pick up a couple of rounds on the bounce. On board with Adren as he goes and pushes into the upper area. He's tagged down to 26 HP and decides to leave that alone. Daze has been tagged down to 34 in the meantime, and with 45 seconds left to go on the clock, we need something to happen, and Frost manages to get one pick out in the main area. That's Swag going down. But as his teammates come to back up, Adren gets one. Semfis manages to fire back again for nothing, but he's found quite comfortably by Adren, who cracks off a little burst in the connector. And with Volcano picking up a frag as well, it's all down to last man, Dazed. What can he do? Pistol in hand, back of A2, and really nice work, manages to find the face of Volcano from long range round about the electric box area. Bomb does get planted in the meantime, and there is a chance for a clutch here. If Adren goes down on his 12 HP, it is a 1v1, and that is easily doable. That timer ticking down. Only about 30 seconds left to go on this bomb if Daze wants to try and make something happen. And AZK hops out from electric box and uses that AK to full effect to take it to 2-0 in favour of Team Dynamic. So early advantage going in favour of Dynamic then. They've had 2 successful attacks onto the A bomb site. Notice that Adren did try and come up and work a pick there and was taken down to very low HP, so that might have put him off trying that. But we are now seeing a full team movement, effectively a full team movement I should say, with Volcano coming in and bringing up the rear. And he's going to sit above Pop Dog and see if he gets anyone moving in there. I don't think he is, though, as Semfis is going for the rotate from connector, throwing a nade in. Bit of a wasted nade that hasn't done anything, as Team Dynamic were just holding up at the top of the ramp, and now they move into the site. Nothing gets one on his way in. Daze very quickly goes down to Adren as well. And Adren's got a second frag. Is he going to try and make that 3? No, he isn't. Frost and Hiko starting to fire back in. Frost coming in behind. Last man standing then. Bomb planted on the site. Is this going to be a big 3-man? No, it isn't. So first 3 rounds go in favour of Team Dynamic, as you expect after winning that pistol. From this point then, they're going to be wanting to turn the screw as best they can. See if they can push on and win this all-important first buy versus buy. On board with Frost and see a rather interesting pickup of the auto sniper. It seems like that's become a more legitimate gun, used quite heavily by Get Right, and if it's good enough for him, well, it's good enough for anyone, you've got to expect. He's been one of the stars of, I say European Counter-Strike. You could pretty much extend that to saying, yeah, world Counter-Strike, because as you may or may not know, he's put in a very dominant performance throughout this event and throughout pretty much every event that he's gone to. Volcano making the opening pick in the side area. So that was Days going down. Frost going to step in and see if he's got some action there, but that smoke is going to cause a problem. Although the smoke isn't good enough and it's left Frost that angle to try and make the shot. Doesn't make any odds because Volcano manages to make the pick anyway. And that's a rather costly way of throwing away $5,000. Hiko's got some action. He could have a chance to get 2. He's got 1 and he's got the second. That is a nice bit of work. That could have ended so badly for him, but it didn't. Volcano, though, is not going to let his team drop from this one, and he is on for a 5-man with 7 HP. Steps out and tries to get it. Nothing, ends up grabbing that final kill instead, and 4 rounds on the bounce going to Team Dynamic. Far too comfortable there. Volcano managed to make the opening pick out in the side area. And from that point, it was a little too easy. I mean, Frost managed to get himself into a position, got an angle away from the smoke, which was around this area. But it didn't matter. Volcano managed to take him out as well. And it's kills like that that you cannot afford to be missing and can go on and cost you. As you can see, finances really aren't good for Quantic Gaming. And Frost is taking down to very low HP as he sits around the nest area. Just underneath nest. Got Hiko there for backup with the Mag 7. Got action in the meantime as Nothing manages to grab Semphis as he tries to peek up into nest. Maybe didn't expect to see Nothing sitting up there on top of it, but that's a position he's gone to a couple of times. You notice that against stronger teams, or with stronger teams I should say, they are more keen to leave someone behind there and just hold nest when they're working into the B site, which is a great plan. The last thing you want is to get into the site, get your bomb planted, thinking that you're getting this all tied up, and then have someone come in behind and pick up a couple of frags and take the round away from you. ASEA, nice AWP shot there, and he's got a second as he grabs Hiko down on the ramp. So all down to Days, last man standing. I think if you're not at the level of these teams, or an NIP, who's one team I've seen utilises that man behind, you know, sometimes you can't go for it in the same way as Dynamic pick up their 5th round. Sometimes if you're not one of the strongest teams, you want all 5 men hitting onto the site to make sure that you don't go and get picked off one at a time. But for these guys, they're a lot more confident in their own ability, and not having that one extra man isn't the end of the world, and they actually are a lot more benefit watching your back. So that's something you're going to see quite a lot, I think, from these two teams, is a man holding back above the pop dog area onto the B pushes. So on board again, 5 rounds on the bounce going to Team Dynamic, and they are looking very solid here so far. Plenty of cash saved up, so they can afford to drop 1 or 2 rounds and still be able to buy. And Frost is starting to go huge with that auto sniper. He's got to justify buying that thing again. So far he's spent about 10 grand buying auto snipers and only managed to get that 1 frag with it. So he'll be looking to improve on those numbers very quickly. On board with Volcano, he's in a bit of a duel at the side area. Is he going to come out on top of this one? We'll soon find out. The way things have been going, you would favour Team Dynamic and their ability to make picks at the side area. And Volcano's on the move. We'll stick on board with him, but Daze comes out on top this time. TCK in the meantime does manage to pick up 2 frags now as AZK goes down, and Semfis mops up the last mount, which is a Dren trying to sneak in at B and throw a bit of a distraction in the mix. Doesn't work out for him, and that is the first round of this half going in the way of Quantic Gaming. Bring up the scoreboard and have a bit of a look, because I haven't showed that to you very much so far. So Adren and Volcano leading the way for Team Dynamic with nothing very close behind. Finance is still not too bad for Team Dynamic. They are on a full buy here. Have enough cash for at least one more buy if they don't manage to pick up this one, so they're not too worried. Daze manages to get Volcano. But nothing throwing back and cutting down Daze. So that's a little duel that's taking place at side. Going to get on board with nothing because he's still got Frost there with the auto sniper in hand. Who's going to come out on top of this one? It is nothing coming out on top. Frost just left himself exposed, cracking off shots, but didn't land a single one of those, I don't think. I think all that damage to nothing was done by his buddy Dazed earlier on. So not working out too well for him. And Hiko, though, has done a nice job. He's been sitting around underneath Nest and has managed to pick himself up a couple of frags from players trying to work in on this A split. And Semfis manages to grab nothing with a nade as well. Now it looks like this could be second round on the spin coming in. AZK, what can he do? He does pick up Hiko. He's got 2 more to find, and he did manage to spot Semfis, who saved that auto sniper and put it to good use as he mops up the final kill. And that is 2 rounds on the bounce for Quantic Gaming. Will we see another buy come in from Team Dynamic? I think we will. Although they may decide that they want to eco so that they don't have to do it again next round. No, it looks like they are going for a buy now. A little bit of confusion. They are slow on the buy, but they have decided that's the route they want to go down now. AZK's got his AWP in hand again. And let's see where the action's going to be. That just holding out for a pick at the moment. Nothing's managed to work himself into Pop Dog. Got a teammate there for company. That flash is going to blind his teammate as well. But Swag's out. He's going for it. Nothing gets Semfis as he tries to pop up on top of that Pop Dog train. AZK with York. TCK and Hiko trying to fire back now as we see Team Dynamic swarming all over the open site. Adren with a couple of frags. So with Frost last man standing, auto sniper in hand, what can he do here? Has he got some magic in the tank for us? Let's see it. Meantime, bomb does get planted. That nade is going to dent Adren down to just less than half HP, but doesn't pick up the kill. It's going to be a tough retake for Frost here, with it bedded in there at the other side of the site. And he is quite wisely going to save that. Notice that a lot of the American teams do like to plant this side, which gives you the cover from Nest or from the side area. And of course you can bed in with the 2 barrels either side. A lot of the Europeans go the other way and tend to plant here. Gives them a much more open area to cover from, few more options. You can get up in CT Nest or in T Nest if you particularly wanted to get high ground. That's the difference that we've seen. And it can vary. There are times when you want to plant on the other area that you normally don't. But the stock plant for the Americans is by yellow barrels. Stock plant for the Europeans seems to be in the open. And jury's out on it, really. And personal preference, I would quite like the idea of covering behind the yellow barrels and hiding in from there and just being able to pop up and pick people off. But it varies. If someone plants on the wrong side compared to where you are, as Frost picks up a kill on Adren, who steps out, and he's just spamming that thing through the train. I think you will have seen legs, if that, but he's managed to do the job. So nice work there. Gotta get on board with Volcano really quickly. He's got smoke in the way, but he's been coming out on top more often than not in the side picks. Decides he's going to leave that alone. Daze didn't take any hits during that process, so he's out of action. Frost now starting to justify the purchase of that auto sniper as he's got another frag. TCK also manages to grab nothing. So this push into the B site has been fairly unsuccessful so far. AZK's got an AWP in hand. He has got an auto sniper of Frost trained on him from the other angle. So Frost has got the advantage here. AZK's got to then spot him and get his aim true to come off with it, but he decides not to step. Bit of sixth sense there telling him that's not the best idea he's ever had. Volcano goes in, gets an opening pick on Semphis, who got on top of the cylinder train. ESEA manages to get Frost as well, but TCK mops up with 2 frags in the B area. So nice work, and things looking a lot more solid for Quantic Gaming now after their early wobble. TCK, even though he's not had too much action to deal with, has been looking very strong in the B area when he has been called into action. So things starting to look a bit better for Quantic Gaming. Back in the older incarnations of Train, if you got 6 rounds on T side, you could pretty much call that game over. You're looking at a very, very tough second half. But with how things have changed for this game, it is recoverable. Quantic won't want to be dropping too many more. They could maybe afford to drop one more, but after that it's a really tough ask. And they are going to pick up another round here quite comfortably as we see an eco push out into the main area, which is cut down very comprehensively. Usually from that point you can get in, throw enough smokes and flashes, and you can at least get a bomb plant out of it. But nice work from Quantic Gaming managing to stop that from happening. And they're starting to bring themselves back into this game, collecting a couple of rounds on the bounce, and with the finances looking a little tight for Team Dynamic. They are going to be on a buy here, but if they lose this one, they are in a bit of trouble financially. Going to see how this goes. Smoke's going in. Adren pushing through the smoke, and he's going to try and get some early picks. TCK does get one, but he's cut down. Swag does nail his own teammate. AZK, though, in the back of the head, and that has not done them any favours. I think Quantic Gaming will be looking to come in and mop this up 4v1 and very little. They haven't even got a bomb plant down as Volcano is picked off by Frost and his auto sniper. Daze gets the last one. And what could have been a good aggressive round from T Dynamic on the buy, which is now throwing them onto the eco, as you can see from the financial situation. They were undone by Swag nailing his teammate in the back of the head. I didn't actually catch the action live, but basically they barreled through down the lower ramp onto the site. Bullets started flying, and ASK managed to walk straight into the path of his teammates' line of fire. So I guess under that situation they'll be both sort of looking at each other and saying what you're doing, and we'll probably just be looking to move on as best they can. Flash is going into the main area. Swag does manage to get one as he gets Hiko down at the side area, and that's so quick I nearly missed that, but I'd talk about quick. It's all over. It is 6-all, and it's just been another very comprehensive eco bash coming in from Quantic Gaming. 6-all then, and things are getting tense already in this first half. Which way is it going to go? Can Dynamic pick themselves up another 1 or 2 rounds? If they can, then they are in pole position to take this first map. Notice this is a best of 3 encounter. Got action in the side area, on board Dazed. Got Daze and Hiko's now stepping in to try and back up here at the side area and just bolster it. During the early phases, Volcano was getting a few early picks, and it was good work from both of them. Daze was taken down to very low HP, down to 21, but with Hiko stepping in, peaking the angle just to back up, it was enough to take Volcano out before he picked up a pick at that side area. So nice work, nice teamwork. Good awareness from Hiko, realising that his teammate Daze was struggling maybe a little bit at the side area, that he was getting outpicked more often than not. And that's what you need to do when you're out in this main area. Hiko is normally holding the spot underneath the ladder, underneath Crow's Nest. So you see Semphis on the spray down. He's got himself a couple of frags. Some players pushing out of that pop dog area. He's just sitting in connector at the moment. AZK with the AWP, and I was thinking this round might be over, but it isn't. It is now. Semphis gets the 3-man. Hiko gets his second. Hiko gets his first frag. He did get an assist earlier on. And Quantic Gaming, for the first time, take the lead 7-6 in this game. And the reason why Train is such a tough map to play when you're playing in a mix or something like that is it's all about this A bomb site and how you play it. You're going to have people floating around a lot of the time. So with Hiko in here underneath Crows, he's then got to be in a position to come and back up at side. Deal with anything coming in team A, maybe back up at Pop Dog. He's also got to be able to get on a fast rotate into B if it comes that way, and he is the man again that is trying to make something happen in the main area. Nothing in Adren though, fire back, taking down Days and Semphis. Hiko's got another one as he gets Nothing, who managed to tag himself down to very low HP. And this is a tense round. It's gone to 2 versus 2. TCK's down to low HP. He's at the back of the A-bomb trains at the moment. Got Adren and Swag, last 2 men standing, both on full HP. Frost got the auto sniper in hand. Can he make something happen long range here? I don't think he's going to get too many chances. Maybe Swag will step into his scope, and Swag is taken down to 40 HP. Adren will have called that there is one in connector. So tough fast then, 2v1. Can Swag make it happen? Can he make up for that team attack? He's going to give it his best go. 25 seconds left to go on the clock, and he's brought it to a 1v1. TCK, last man standing. Where's he? He's at A2. So there is going to be a chance to plant this bomb, you would think. Swag's taking some fire. He's going to plant behind the cover of the yellow barrels. And TCK's peeking out. He's got that angle, so he can go for the face if he has the chance. But Swag comes out on top and manages to pick up the half HP TCK. Nice work there, and turned out into a clutch situation, 2v1, and he comes out on top. And all I can say for TCK is that's one of those shots you have to make. You know where it's coming from. You know he's going to pop his head up at some point from those yellow barrels. You just got to keep your mouse on it, and you've just got to make sure you click. He had the time advantage there. It was going to take another sort of extra seconds for Swag to pop up, find where he was, and then move his mouse to it. So disappointing there, I would say, from TCK. He could have had that quite comfortably. He should have had that, I would have said. Not that I necessarily would have made the shot, but that's not always the point. As Nothing manages to pick up a couple, so that's Days and Hiko going down. So this is an aggressive A split. Side was absolutely dominated by Volcano, who is dominated by Nothing, sorry. Volcano picking up a frag as well in the main area, and very comfortably Swag mops up. Final kill, so Team Dynamic win out the half on the more difficult T side on Train. So that is 8-7. Really good performance from these guys. And what a close encounter. Dynamic had the early throws. They were making those picks in the side. Worked well. Quantic started to get themselves back into the game. They weren't massively behind. They weren't getting absolutely dominated in all areas. There were times on retakes, etc., where they were picking up frags, but just couldn't put it all together and end up picking up those early rounds. So they have lost far too many, but the way things seem to go with the Glocks over the P2000s, for example, you'd expect first round is going to go in favour of Quantic Gaming on the T side. They should be able to piggyback through to the next 2 rounds as well. So they'll be leading 10-8 onto the more difficult side, and the way things went, you would think they have a chance. If they can work in the same way, if they can pick up those early picks, whether it be at side or at B or wherever they choose to go, maybe they want to go out and put an AWP or an auto sniper out into main and try and get some picks from connector, which used to be the old school source battle, when it would almost always be 2 AWPers dueling it out in the mid area. Then that could be an option that they will consider. So we're just waiting for the second half to go live here. Final players starting to ready up. You are still locked in the Crossy. This is Hatton Games, as part of a shoutcasted series of games that we're starting to launch on the Hatton Games channel. Hope you enjoy this one. Any feedback that you've got about quality, production, etc., then please feel free to let me know. All feedback is welcome, and it will be a process of improving. So just drop some comments on the video, and I will check those and try and take those into account. Video quality should be vastly improved from the first version. Still trying to work on the audio bit, so hopefully that's improved a little bit, but still some work to be done, I understand. But yeah, anything that you want to see different, please let me know. And it's all down to this first round then. Let's see what the plan is. Quantic Gaming seem to be going quite aggressive, and they have managed to get out into this main area. Smoke's covering it, so they want to get a bomb plant and then work from there. Daze manages to get the opening pick, taking down the Drent. Frost grabs Swag, and Dazed hops up and grabs AZK, who got himself into CT Nest immediately. Interesting position, putting someone in CT Nest. You will find that main players will float about a little bit. It's quite a good spot if you get up there and you're not spotted. You can usually pick up one or two. It's still one of those areas where you sometimes forget to check if you're coming out of, well, either 1.6 or Source. If you've been playing the game a long time, been playing Train a long time, it might not be one of the first places you check, so you can sometimes get the jump. As we see a fast, aggressive play coming into B. Nothing is the only man in there at the moment. He's going to hop into upper. Probably will have heard this one, and he's getting aggressive anyway. If he can pick up a couple, then it might help his teammates out. He does take Dazed. Dazed picks up the kill. Semphis is down to 25 HP. Adren manages to grab Hiko, but Semphis and TCK end up picking up frags apiece. And Dazed, again, going for that AK buy after winning the first round. And he used it to good effect as he's picked himself up a couple of frags. Dazed leading the way during the early stages of this second half, as he's already racked up 5 frags in the first 2 rounds. Expecting this third one to go in favour of Quantic Gaming, taking it to 10-8. But we could be in for surprise, you never know. Can't rule out anything. So on board with Dazed, and he's stepping out aggressively into main. He's got, he manages to find nothing on the run. Just fires off 2-3 bullets and finds the face. Really good control of the rifle, and he's making that purchase pay. He's got himself another couple of frags on the board. Hiko gets one and mop up the last one, and they don't even need a bomb plant. That is 10-8. Dominant early performances from Quantic Gaming, even though over those last 2 rounds they have just been crushing pistol buys, which is no surprise. That's what you're expected to do. And it is all to play for in this tense, edgy affair between these two American teams. It's the last chance that you'll get to see these two lineups in action, because they have both unfortunately gone their separate ways after this tournament. Swag gets the opening pick on Semphis as he drops down into the main area. That's from Pop Dog. Things like Dynamic seem to be favouring that player fairly close in Pop Dog, either sitting in or playing around it. And that's the spot that was pretty much held by Hiko, but he's decided to play his position round about underneath Crow's area instead. It doesn't matter if you want to play someone close in Pop Dog. The main trouble if you go there is you're quite exposed from T-main. If someone steps in, you're kind of watching 2 angles at the same time, and it depends. But either or, it's all a team effort in this A area, and you just got to make sure that you back each other up, that angles are covered, or if they're not covered, it's called that they're open, so you don't expose yourself to being shot in the side of the face when you're trying to work the area that you're in. Quite difficult to play as a mix or as a new team, but you know, sometimes individual brilliance, one player can come up huge and just cover a couple of areas and mop up frags. AZK trying to make something happen with the auto sniper in hand, and bomb does get planted, but there's going to be a retake, I would imagine. Hiko last man standing. Let's get on board with him. He's got one taking down Swag, but that bomb's just going to get defused with him sitting in there. AZK mops up the frag anyway just to make sure, and the first buy versus buy goes in favour of Team Dynamic. So that is not what Quantic wanted to happen. They could have done with that one, taken it to 11-8. Forced Dynamic onto a scrub buy or an eco, and then try to turn the screw and get as close to winning this thing as they could. Haven't taken that opportunity though, and Team Dynamic once again get the opportunity to open up and put a couple of rounds on the board. Maybe try and take the advantage back and take the overall lead in this game. We're watching the best of 3 game from the ESEA Season 13 LAN Finals. This is Hatton Games. Days with the opening pick, taking down Swag and Hiko. Nice nade. Volcano caught that one. Get him in the cricket team with that one. ESEA deciding to fire back though, with a couple of kills with that auto sniper he's got in hand. Frost mops up the final 2 though with AWP. Showing that the good old-fashioned single-shot long gun is still the way to go. And that is 11-9 now. So Quantic Gaming are starting to open up a little bit of a lead here. All helped out by Dazed, who's been going huge so far in this second half with 8 frags to his name. And let's see what we've got on the go. Contrasting styles here. Quantic Gaming haven't tried to go for the push and the pick at side. They've been getting down nest. Hasn't worked out too well for them for the most part, but it does that time as 2 of them drop down, and between them Daze managed to pick up the frag on Swag. Nothing's taken down to 8 HP in the meantime, and we're going to see a push into the B area. It's been called by Adren as the rotate is coming in, but he's taken down on the site. What can they do here? ESEA AWP in hand. Pretty much him and nothing, last men standing, as Volcano goes down to Semphis, and they are just going to save this one, I think. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Neither of these, or none of these Quantic players seem to be getting too aggressive and chasing, and I don't think that's a bad plan. You do find that in times like this, teams do go and really try and get aggressive and just get picked off. But with about 30 seconds left to go, there is still time. Semphis and Daze, they've got a nice pincer movement going on here with Hiko backing up. Checking T-spawn, and I reckon these guys might have some action here. And they do. ESEA manages to get Semphis, but ESEA's taken down. Nothing manages to get Hiko. Is he going to survive? Yes, he does. And out of that exchange, Team Dynamic managed to take away a couple of guns from Quantic Gaming. So despite them going about that the right way and splitting off and, basically going 2 and 2. It just wasn't enough, and as I say, in situations like that, you often find you get picked off and it doesn't work out quite as well for you as you would have liked. Nothing still keeps his gun. Quantic have had to rebuy a couple, as we see it all kicking off in the A bomb site. Daze gets one, Adren fires straight back, taking him down. Semphis and Swag again trading frags. Swag's got a chance of another one, and Adren is making it all count with the pistol. He's got a couple of frags for that already. Can he grab himself a rifle? I don't think he has. And Swag is down underneath Pop Dog. So Dynamic can win out this one on an eco, then that would be pretty awesome for him. Doesn't get much better than that. Frost getting nailed from connector now. That's nothing, and he has got himself a rifle. So Frost is down to 32 HP. Swag gets flashed. They know he's in or around that kind of area. They're expecting he might have legs and might have moved, but Frost pushed it in. Swag was blind during that, so not a whole lot he could have done. Nothing though, still in connector, still dangerous. Oh, apologies. He's dropped out of connector and gone into the back of the bomb train. Bomb planted on the site, nothing, half HP. He's got Frost AWP. Frost misses the AWP shot and he's taken down by nothing. He's got TCK, and these two are going to duel it around the bomb train. TCK ends up picking up that frag, defends well, and it's 13-9 to Quantic. So what I was thinking Dynamic would start to open things up, not going to happen. It is now 2 rounds away from a guaranteed draw and guaranteed overtime for Quantic Gaming. So Dynamic really have to step their act up here. Dazed in 7 rounds Counter-Strike on this second half has put 10 frags to his name. Quantic Gaming, after throwing in a couple of flashes into the main area, have gone back to spawn and rebought. Very good use of the buy timer, very clever. That's been the odd grumble about people being able to do that and throw them in and rebuy, but it happens so often, and I really don't see what advantage it gives you, because if you're going fast somewhere, you're flashed in the main. By the time you got half your team going back rebuying flashes, everyone can see it again anyway, so it's of limited use. Just watch TCK throw in a very nice bounce off the wall to get his flash down into Pop Dog. Frost manages to pick up the AWP pick on ESEA over at the side area. Adren firing back, taking down TCK. Volcano, who's been quiet in this second half, manages to get Frost. Dazed and Semphis are both cut down to low HP. Hiko again down to low HP, but he does get Adren in the meantime. Swag mopping up there, so Dazed hiding in the Pop Dog area. And where else is his buddy Semphis? He's connector on the B side. Gonna try and get nothing, but he's wise to it, and he turns around and manages to grab Semphis from behind. All down to Daze. Then what can he do? 5 seconds left to go on the clock. He is just going to save this rifle. He's got swag though if he steps out into T-spawn, which he doesn't. Dynamic choose not to get too aggressive. They're quite happy to keep hold of their weapons. Take it to 13-10 against them. So still Quantic Gaming hold the advantage here. And Dynamic are going to want to close out as many rounds as they can. We have got AK buy from Quantic Gaming, so they are on a buy here. If they lose this one, they won't have that advantage, so a good chance for Team Dynamic to pull it within one. And a good jump on board Semphis, because it looks like he's pushed himself out into electric box. We've got flashes and we've got smokes into the site, so there is a chance. And Frost comes out with the opening pick, taking down Swag. So are they going to commit fully to this? Quantic Gaming will need to. They've been taken down to low HP, but Dazed and TCK get one. Adren gets one. Volcano gets two. Firing back. Volcano's got a third. And he's bedded himself up in the CT nest area. And as so often happens, you can get yourself in there and don't always get spotted. It's not expected that you're going to be there as Volcano gets the 4-man. And that air conditioning unit that he was crouched behind gives you nice cover when you need it. At best, if you pop up behind that, it's all your head that they can see. It's a tough shot to make from long range, especially when you're worried about 3 different angles where you can get shot from as well. So Volcano making very good use of the changes in the map since going into CSGO. I know we do still talk about the older incarnations of Counter-Strike, but we are over a year into Global Offensive now, so that talk has to stop at some point. Nothing's on for a big one here. He's got 3, he's got 4. Can he pick up this last man with Daze? He's going to try for it, and he gets the chance. Really nice work. Throws the nade in there, and from that point, he stepped up onto the upper ramp, got aggressive, and the Quantic players just stepped into his iron sights. So really nice work from nothing. It was an eco bash, but you really need those 5-mans to get yourself a bit of confidence, and he has well and truly propelled himself to the top of the Team Dynamic scoreboard after that one. Notice that Volcano, after his 4-man, has boosted his numbers considerably as well, because he was sitting on just 2 frags earlier on. So nice work from those two. Starting to warm up now. Starting to get into this one. Semphis comes out on top. Nothing's not going to get another chance to dominate in the B site, as he is picked straight away in the upper area. Semphis just spamming through smokes, even if he can get someone pushing aggressively up the lower ramp, but that's not happening. Maybe if Dynamic were pushed onto an SMG buy, he might have got some luck there. Might have been someone trying to get in and get lucky, catch someone reloading. But it hasn't happened. After that B pick, they've got to think, can we work this? Just got to jump on board with Hiko really quickly, because he might have some action and a potential side pick. I say, but AZK's dropped out, and we get to Adren, who's taking some fire now, and we are going to see this push into B. I'm sure Dynamic won't be quite so lucky of getting a team kill coming in. He's seen one on the middle of the side. That must have been Semphis, who Swag now takes down. And it was flashes coming in. Volcano's blind. He does come out of it long enough to try and crack off a few shots, but TCK manages to get him. AZK's got 2. He's got 2 more to find though if he wants to get this. Bomb is out in the open, so really tough ask. A auto shot did get cracked in his direction, but it was Hikon that made the all-important kill. And it is 14-12 to Quantic Gaming. 1 round away from guaranteeing a draw. Of course, best of 3. This will go to overtime if it comes to that point. Still 4 rounds left to play though. In normal time. And let's see what we've got. Go get on board with Hiko again. See if he's got a chance of making a pick. But there hasn't been too much action here. And the Team Dynamic players aren't peaking that. Which was something that Quantic Gaming did and did to their peril. During the early stages where they were finding themselves getting picked off from there. Although it does allow Hiko the opportunity to get in at the back, and he does take down Adren, so nice work. He's got another chance of getting a frag underneath the nest area. Swag comes out on top there though. Volcano's got himself back up in the CT nest. Can he make something happen? He's got action from Team Main. AZK auto sniper manages to get TCK at Pop Dog, and that's the bomb down there. So Frost last man standing, AWP in hand. He's got to be thinking, should I save this? Looking at their finances, I think he probably should save it. Might be a chance that Quantic can go for a scrub buy around him. It looks like Frosty's determined to go for it. He's got AZK in the old gay spot. He did have Volcano still up in the nest as well. So a couple of players had their sights trained on him. And he is taken down. So Dynamic determined to make this interesting, and judging by the finances for Quantic Gaming, including that AWP that they didn't manage to save, and they're going to be looking to take this next round, make it 14 all, and from that point, yeah, it's going to be a straight on rush through. Got to be a bit tentative as nothing gets the opening frag. That's Semphis going down. Full on push out onto side though. This is going to work well. That smoke's covered them up nicely. TCK manages to get Swag, who popped up into the nest and was made to pay for it. Got caught on his way up there actually. Nothing gets one though. And that's his second frag of the round. And Hiko's taking a few hits. Day's going down in the meantime to AZK's auto sniper, which is again starting to make good use of. Collecting a couple of frags around is his average with that weapon, and that's why he's propelled himself now to the top of the scoreboard. Even after nothing's impressive Eco Bash 5-man in the B site. So nice work from AZK, and the auto sniper seems to be working really well for these two teams. It's getting pretty tense now. Quantic Gaming, are on a buy. But if they don't make this one, they are so short of cash that you would expect they are really going to struggle going into the final round. Nothing, and Adren have got a frag apiece, and Volcano is once again up in the CT nest. He's liking that spot. He thinks it's going to work well for him, and it has, because he's got himself another frag. Hiko and Days trying to keep this one alive. This is an all-important round. Quantic cannot drop this. They will not have the cash to put in a proper buy if they don't win this. Adren, though, manages to get Hiko, and both of these players are caught up in CT nest. So hoping they can defend it from there. Days making his way up towards A2, towards the bomb train. He's got to get the bomb, which has dropped out in the upper area. He's seen one. He's cracking off shots in there. Throws up a nade. That's going to do some damage. They're both taken down. One down to half HP. One down by about a quarter. Dazed 74 HP himself. Throws that flash out. Going to try and get in. And Volcano is able to pop up and just grab him. Only showed his head, I think. And that was more than enough. So, really, really tough ask here. 2,800, the most that Quantic Gaming have got in the bank, so they are going for Galils. That's all they can do. They need this one, otherwise it is going to be map over. It's been a tense one. I thought Dynamic, after their first performance, winning T side, would have been able to take this one and finish it off, but it's really come down to the wire here. It's all important. Can this scrub buy do the job for Quantic? Days and Semphis seem to have favoured buying better pistols, a pistol upgrade, and that's all. And Days and Frost have got a couple of frags, so numbers go in favour. It's only 2 players left for Team Dynamic. It's nothing, and AZK against, well, 2.5 basically. Nothing gets Frost to his 4 HP with the nade, and it all comes down to this. Are we going to see overtime, or are we going to see this moving into our second map? Days and Quantic got some action around them, but Semphis manages to grab AZK. Bomb's going to get planted on the site. All down to nothing. What can he do? Can he stop the plant? No, he can't. And he's turned his back to the plant, so he's at electric box. And he doesn't make that frag either. He only manages to hit Semphis once, take him down to half HP. And from forcing Quantic Gaming into a scrub by pistols and Galils, Team Dynamic just weren't strong enough. I'm so surprised that they weren't able to hold that down, but it hasn't happened. So we are moving into overtime. So it is MR3 rules, and we will go until one team comes out and wins 4 on the bounce in an overtime. Well, not on the bounce as such, but 4 rounds will do the job during an overtime period, and we will just keep on going until someone comes out on top. So might have to bed yourself in for a long one. I'm quite comfortably smashing through a glass of water here as we are underway. Also, everyone starts on 10k money in the overtime. So this is the rule set that was brought across from the other incarnations of Counter-Strike. It seems to work quite well. So all players will be on the buy. But if things don't go your way, if you lose a couple on the spin, you might not have enough cash to buy for that 3rd round, so you could end up dropping all 3 if you're not careful. So you've got to make these guns count early on. And let's see what the plan is. So we've got a split here. Quantic are just looking to see if they can work a pick from somewhere. Eco's going to side, but he's not had too much joy there because the Team Dynamic players don't really step into this area. They haven't been peeking it. They've just been hanging around either behind it or in front of it. So not been too many opportunities there. AZK, let's find out where he is. So he's up there on the ramp. He has got the chance to be picked as Semphis steps out with the AK. You can sometimes find someone's face there if your aim is true. And it looks like they're favouring B as the way to go. AZK is he's got smoke in the upper area, and he has taken a flash as well, so he's dropped back, expecting that's where the action's going to be. So a drain has come in onto the lower ramp to try and back up, but he's very quickly taken down the second he steps. Days manages to get AZK as well. Bomb plant at the back of the site, 3v5, rotate coming in, all players coming in from the connector area. TCK gets 1, Nothing tries to fire back, and Nothing's got 2 frags, but he's got a lot of work to do. He's got 3 more to find. Semphis bedded in on the site. Daze is just sitting behind a train, and Hiko's sort of peeking around the bomb site as well. So well dug in. Nothing decides he's going to drop out and just save that gun he's got. You have to think a bit long term on this one. Just make sure that if things don't go your way, you've still got enough cash to throw a buy together and keep throwing guns at people into that final round. And you could say that it evens the balance with the money being as it is, as Hiko manages to fall to nothing as they go and hunt him. The reason I say it is because the Glock is so much more powerful than the P2000. If you're throwing in a pistol versus pistol round at the start and going that way with it, you're looking at the terrorist side dominating and 3-0ing it. So by throwing in the money, it does mean that map balance comes into it a little bit. It could go either way, really. They're really glad they've done it this way. Dazed jumps down into Pop Dog, finds a smoke and doesn't find a CT, which is what he was hoping for. Also, if you're in that position, if you're on the CT side, you do get that extra second over the player dropping down. So you should come out on top on that one, but it doesn't always work that way. If you're feeling on form, you might drop down on the terrorist side and see if you can take the guy sitting in there. more often than not, it's a favourite spot of mine on CT to be playing aggressive pop, because I do have that extra second, which I do need. If you've seen my aim, it really isn't all that. There is a reason I shoutcast and don't play all that often. Hiko just holding and making sure that there are no aggressive pushes coming in from the side area, although to be fair, we haven't seen that from either team really, and they haven't got that aggressive on it, which is surprising. American teams are stereotypically aggressive, pushy, but we haven't seen a whole lot of that really. They do hit the sights in numbers, but they do it with flashes and smokes. They do it well. They're very well drilled, both of these teams. As Sempis comes in and grabs nothing with the opening pick, Days manages to grab nothing in the end. Volcano firing straight in, and it's a 3v3. Frags being traded by both teams into the B site. Bomb still hasn't got planted yet, so Days is going to be trying to get that down, and he does. Volcano taken down to just under half HP. He pushes around, he's taken down by Dazed. Very good communication. He was called there. AZK eventually manages to get Hiko, but with 11 HP, bomb ticking away, 30 seconds left on it, or something like that. And Dazed mopping up the final frag. So 2 rounds on the bounce have gone to Quantic Gaming on this terrorist side. And on a buy v buy, you wouldn't really expect this. You'd think these guys would be doing a much better job on the CT side. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. Although, it doesn't really matter. As long as you can do the same thing to the other team when things switch around, then you can live with it. And you can see what happens when you don't win rounds. As we've got 4 players with Mag 7s, and that is a K last man standing. Volcano gets aggressive and pushy with his Mag 7 to try and make something happen. And he does get one. But he's got teammates pushing him from behind. And nothing comes in from behind to get TCK. Nice work there. Frank's being traded as again 2v2. Team Dynamic have come off second best when this has happened, but Adren mops up final frag, and it is 2-1 to Quantic Gaming in the first round of overtime. Second round coming up then. And we are seeing this one go live. So, Team Dynamic are going to want to replicate that. They want to win this first round. From that point, they need to try and piggyback through it and take the next 2. Bring us into their second map if they can. Adren going for the auto sniper on the terrorist side. Interesting play. That version of the auto sniper is slightly less favoured. You don't see it as often, but it still does a pretty similar job. So I might keep on board with him and see if he gets any action. It looks like he's going to work into main and try and get something quite fast and aggressive there. This is quite tough with the way that the map's laid out now. You haven't got that same angle to look across the connector that you used to. So he's just keeping an eye on bomb trains in if anyone tries to get on and play aggressive there. Hiko's holding his same spot underneath Crow's Nest. If he might get some action there. And again, Volcano and Nothing move towards this side area, trying to get a pick. And the difference is Frost is playing up there and he's a bit more aggressive. Sorry about the messing drawing. I'm not much of an artist. As Frost is there. So he's got an AWP this time. He's not gone for the auto sniper. He gets flashed, so he throws that nade in though. Doesn't tag either of the 2 Team Dynamic players. Less than a minute left to go on the clock, and it'll be interesting to see where Dynamic choose to go. Swag's got himself down into Pop Dog. He's got a clear run out of that, so he's going to take that opportunity. Hiko's got the chance to do some damage here potentially. He is flashed and he's now taken down by the auto sniper of Adren. Nothing gets one. Frag's being traded both ways by both of these teams, and this is something we're seeing. Swag's got one underneath him. Will have called that for his teammates. Would have hoped he could have made that pick, but no such luck. So TCK, last man standing. They know he's at Electric Box. Time for the bomb plant to come in. He's got himself on top of Pop Dog, giving himself the high ground. Nade's going in. Will that do some damage? Yes, it's taken Adren down to low HP. Well, not that low. Still had over half left to go. And the first round of the second half of overtime goes in favour of Team Dynamic. And it's a bit of a mouthful, to be honest, this overtime stuff. Interesting that these two teams have been trading frags. They're so evenly matched. If Dynamic get a kill, Quantic fire straight back, and vice versa. It's just going that way, and we could be in for an absolute humdinger of best of three. Would love to see this go in 3 maps. Been seeing some really good stuff as Frost comes out on top. He's got the auto sniper this time. He's gone for the upgrade and he's got 2 frags to his name already. So going to try and shut down this Team Dynamic momentum if it can. I mean, that would change it. For Quantic, they managed to get the first 2 on the spin. If Team Dynamic don't get that opportunity, then they are fighting for their life in this first map on the final round of overtime. Look at their finances though, and Dynamic are absolutely fine. For Quantic though, same situation as Dynamic found themselves in. If they lose 2 on the spin, they are going to be struggling to buy up for the last one, so that could make the difference, and that could see Dynamic jump through and get into the second map with a win. Again, fairly slow build-up, and we're going to see a similar kind of push, but it's 3 against 5 this time as we head into the main area, and Volcano launches a nade into Connector. I don't think he does any damage with that one. Sempis takes down Swag. He was tagged heavily, but tagging isn't enough. You need to pick up the frag as well, and Quantic Gaming pick up that second round of overtime. So it is all down to Team Dynamic. They're fighting for their life here on train. If they lose this one, it is game over. We are on to the second map. They've got enough cash to buy, as of Quantic after that, so it's all down to this one. It's a straight up shootout, I should say. And let's see how it develops. Dynamic have been playing a little more passively. They're not going as quickly as I get on board with Volcano. He might have a chance to get a pick here. No, that smoke comes down just before he manages to get any kind of angle in there. But the nade does the job. That's Days going down. So he must have got tagged from somewhere. Was that Volcano just spamming through the smoke? I guess it must have been. But Days caught that nade perfectly. I'm surprised he didn't get a spot in the NFL draft with catching like that. Got to throw in the American references for American teams, eh? And we're straight outside. Nothing ends up with the pick, and Swag gets one. But again, they're trading. Adren's got a chance of getting Hiko, and that was a bit of a scrappy spray down, but he comes out on top, and that's all that counts in tense pressure situations like that. Frost, last man standing. What can he do? Absolutely nothing. Volcano finds him for his second frag, and really nice work from those guys. Again, it was the same advantage that was working well. They got Dynamic all those early rounds. It was the combination of Volcano and nothing in this side area, making the picks from players just that peaked and were more aggressive. We didn't see any of this from Quantic Gaming on their half. Hiko didn't get too aggressive in this area. He just hung back. And the players that you'd expect to be side were holding either inside the site or further back. So situations they weren't going to face. So we are going live again for the second overtime. So we have played 6 additional rounds here so far, with still more to come. Team Dynamic this time get the chance to start on the terrorist side. Let's see what they can do here. And have a look at it. As you can see from the scoreboard, Frost has gone for his auto sniper. He's thrown a big chunk of cash into it. But for the most part, fairly even. On Terror side, you do get a slightly cheaper buy, and Days comes out on top, grabbing Volcano at the side. It was the same thing. They were going for the chance of the pick at side, knowing that they were getting away with that more often than not. But Days comes out on top and manages to hold out there. So really nice job from him. And what a time to start coming out on top and dominating that side area in the overtime, in the second overtime. This is where you sort the men from the boys. This is where it gets serious as Adren fires in. He's again gone for the auto sniper option, and he's making it count as he grabs Hiko. Just under a minute left to go. It seems like all of Team Dynamic's work is done in the final minute of the game. And Dave's managed to get one. Adren firing straight back with the auto sniper. AZK, great control of the rifle. Managing to get a headshot from distance from Pop Dog up into Nest. Frost and TCK firing back. Frost got his auto sniper in hand again. And it is now a 2v1 in favour of Quantic Gaming. They could be grabbing the first round on the CT side. This could be influential. Maybe not. AZK brings it 1v1. He's going to get that bomb planted. TCK hanging back in the connector. AZK's taking his eyes off of that connector. That could have been costly. Throwing a fakes in if he got TCK to commit. TCK hasn't committed, and he's just missed the angle that AZK is planting on. AZK doesn't know where it's coming from, and that does the job for TCK, who's able to get in there. Nice work. If he'd committed himself anyway during that position in connector, then it would have given AZK the opportunity just to keep his eye on it, and with TCK having to step around and find his opponent, it would have given that extra second or two for AZK to find the face of his opposition. But since there was no commit whatsoever, he didn't know where TCK was, and there was a couple of times where he's peeking away from the connector. TCK had his opportunity where he could have stepped round and caught him in the side of the face, and he does take that on about the second or third try. First round going in favour then of Quantic Gaming on the CT side. Are they going to try and get aggressive here up at the B lower ramp? And it would mix things up, but they've decided not to go for it. They don't need to, because Frost come out and taken Volcano instead. Semfist bed himself up into Volcano's favourite spot in the T-Nest. He has been spotted there, but he's not been tagged down to any hit points. Frost keeping an eye on that side area. He's got nothing there, and he manages to find nothing as well. So things looking much more solid for Quantic Gaming. They're on pace to get 2 rounds so far, taking to 2-0 on this second overtime. Swag's not going to let that happen too easily, but Hiko comes in to mop up. So 4v2. Hiko and TCK mop up the final 2. And that is 2 rounds on the bounce to Quantic Gaming. 20-18 is the total round score in this game so far. What's going to happen here? Can they take it to 3? Can they make it so that Team Dynamic have to hold on all 3 of their CT rounds if they want to come out and win this game? All to play for here. I keep expecting Daze and TCK are going to try and get aggressive and push up here. I think they could have some joy if they did that, but they're choosing not to. And maybe one of them go, because Team Dynamic keep using Pop Dog to get into the main area. It's something which they're favouring quite heavily, and it could work out because Volcano does manage to nail one of the big players. That's Daze down to half HP. He comes and tries to back up his teammates, but Frost is going huge with that auto sniper. He's been doing a really good job with that one. He takes the bomb down as well. That's Volcano round about the electric box area. All down to Swag. What can he do? He's got the bomb in hand. He might be able to get the plant in, but he doesn't need the money. He's got to engineer a win out of this if he can. So all 3 rounds of the first half of the second overtime going to Quantic Gaming. They hold a 21-18 lead, and this is map point. If they win this one, then we are going into the second map. They only need 1 of these next 3 rounds to do the job. All these guys readying up. They want to get on with this one. Frost asking if the T-automatic sniper is any good. Gotta love a bit of banter. Adren answers straight away, no. So that is one fairly comprehensive answer. You don't see that bought anywhere near as much as you do the CT auto sniper, and as you can see, we got 2 of those in the play already as Adren and AZK both get one. Frost may be giving away a little bit of his plan if he decides he wants to pick one up. And he's chosen not to. He's gone for the old favourite AWP, got dazed at making a push, and Quantic are going for an aggressive push into side. They do get this opportunity to do that because Team Dynamic don't play anyone in that side area. It swings and roundabouts, but AZK, if he's going to do that with the auto sniper from CT steps, it doesn't matter. It will make sure that very few players are going to be able to barrel into that backside area. TCK taking down the 10 HP. Adren's got one. He's not Adren, sorry. AZK has got himself a position behind the green bin. Taken 2 frags before he was cut down. He was left on 10 HP though, so it was only a matter of time before he went down. TCK also on 10 HP. And 4v3. And it's by no means safe. Swag's got some attention. He's just bedded himself in on the site, dug in as best he can. TCK on 10 HP has managed to pick up a frag. Semfist is causing trouble around about the electric box. Swag does get him and gets Frost as well, but he had to push off of the site in the end to get that. And Swag mops up with his 3-man, getting the low HP TCK to finish off. So yeah, and Swag, if he got cut down on that bomb site, it could have been a bit different. He was trying to work from that, but found he had no angles whatsoever, so he had to step off and get aggressive. Could have ended badly, but it didn't, and that's going to help. So Dynamic live to fight another day, but they still need 2 more rounds on the bounce just to take this into a third overtime. They are by no means safe, and they did not want Frost to be getting an early pick, and that's AZK going down. He must have done some tagging with the rifle, but Adren on the spray down has got 3. Can he pick up a 4th? Yes, he can. And he's just cracking off that auto sniper, and that is all you need to do when you've got players running at you in numbers. Surprised that Quantic went for that on a buy, but they have done, and they are now going to be, well, still got plenty of cash to go. Nothing asking, is this real life? And I think I might have had an absolute mare. This could have been a tactical play from Quantic to go on a bit of an eco, leave himself enough cash so that they could buy and take it all in this final round. Interesting. Maybe not something I would have gone for. I would prefer to just go for it and try and close it out as quick as you can. Of course, nothing to lose by doing that. It's just when you want to throw away that cheap buy round. And it hasn't worked out too well for him because straight away Nothing has already picked up a kill on Semfist. 5v4 then. Smoking the lower ramp, are they going to work on that? So they're not going to work on that, but I'm going to keep on board with Frost because he's trying to make something happen with his AWP. All that happens is he's taken down to 25 HP as he faces one of the auto snipers. That would have been Adren holding on the upper ramp. And that's AZK, sorry. Both of them holding with auto snipers in the B area. Frost is going back for another nibble. Is he going to step lower ramp? He's got auto snipers on both angles. That is not a good move for him if he tries to go. He said he's going to decide to join up with his teammates. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. They're going to try and make it into this A site if they can. And they've all made it out to electric box. They've got 2 AKs and 1 AWP. So they've got plenty of long range. TCK goes down to Swag. Volcano gets Hiko. Swag mops up the very low HP Frost. And we are going to see third overtime. Oh man, this is crazy. This is a 3-mapper. And already we're seeing 3 overtimes in the first map on train. And what can you say about this? Goes 2-1. Goes 2-1. Quantic win 3 rounds on the bounce. Team Dynamic go and win 3 rounds on the bounce. They don't care. These guys are matching each other blow for blow, as we've seen throughout the game. They've been trading frags. Dynamic get a kill, Quantic get a kill. It's just... this is something special, and even though there is rumour that the Europeans were going to run away with this LAN event, we are watching probably the biggest and the best game for the spectators here between 2 of the home teams, Team Dynamic and Quantic Gaming. And it's a real shame that neither of these 2 teams are together in the same lineups that they're in. They're both folded or shared players or swapped players or gone their own separate way. And it's disappointing because if you're seeing action like this, it shows that there is a hell of a lot of potential in the American scene. And it's a shame to see them going through the same troubles that us Europeans are with constant roster changes for the most part. It seems like the teams that are the most successful are the teams that are sticking together for the long haul. And I was a little worried there. I was pretty sure that hadn't gone live, but it was always that old, are we live? Is this live? Don't want to start going too keen and busting out all the calls when they're just sprinting around the map frag hunting. So we are waiting for everyone to ready up, and we are going into the third round of overtime. Total score so far, 21-21. This could end up being a bit of a cricket score by the end of it. It's already a pretty decent rugby score, or American football score if you are an American fan watching this one. For the Americans out there, I will be looking forward to seeing my St. Louis Rams get absolutely wiped yet again, which seems to be our regular pattern. That Super Bowl win from over 10 years ago seems even more distant every year that goes by. And it seems like that's my way. I always support the underdogs. And we are just waiting for this to go live. It seems like the players are all just mashing in ready just to make sure that it's not them that's holding it up by mistake. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Everyone's just sort of looking around saying, who's waiting to ready up? And then it takes some muppet to finally realise that it's them. We have got it all straightened out now though, and we are going live. So Quantic Gaming sticking on the terrace side. They weren't able to pick up any rounds on their last stab at this one. Are they going to have some more joy this time? Going to want to pick up this first one. Just get some momentum going. And that applies to both of these teams. They want this first one on the board if they can. From that point, piggyback through. If they pick up the second, they know they're going to be leaving their opposition in a real tight money situation. And from that point, they've just got to work on. Close out one more. Hiko looking for the pick, and it's quite a fast move into the upper side, but they have slowed it down now. Two dropping down through the smoke into the pop dog area. Out into electric box. Days throws a smoke down, and we could see a European style plant with the location of where he's launched that smoke. Hiko manages to pick up Volcano as TCK plants the bomb in the smoke on the European side, if you want to call it that. Swag gets one, Nothing gets one, TCK gets one, and these guys, again, they are trading blows. It's like two boxers just standing in the ring, throwing punches at each other until they can't punch anymore. Hiko gets another one, and Hiko went absolutely huge with a three-man there, and after what was a huge battle in the A site, more bullets flying than your average Batman Premier, you could say there, and the round goes in favour of Quantic, so they're going to be looking to push on from here. Try and take this next one if they can. Leave Team Dynamic in dire financial straits going on to the third and final round of the overtime. Smoke's going in. That smoke didn't go too well as Hiko gets the chance to jump up and grab that one as it bounces back towards him. TCK and 7th is both taken down the low HP, and nothing manages to get TCK completely. AZK grabs Hiko in the meantime, so this is all kicking off in the A site. Volcano holding that spot, which he seems to favour in CT Nest. I don't see too many players in there quite as regularly as Volcano seems to have been, but it's working well for him, and it's worth taking note. Bomb is down there sitting in the smoke just outside of Pop Dog, so if Quantic want to make something happen, they've got to come and get that. Adren manages to pick up Dazed. So 5 on 2 then. Frost manages to get one. He's taken down straight away. Not even a moment to breathe as Volcano gets his second with that frag there. Frag's been traded around, and Dynamic have bought this one back in their favour. 1-1 then on the third overtime. 22 rounds apiece. These two teams are inseparable, and this game could go on for a very long time, potentially. Hope you're all sticking with me because I cannot take my eyes off this action. Day's taken down to about half HP, and Semphis down to 77. So early peaks in B didn't end too well for them, and Nothing has earned himself at least one tag potentially if those players go down. On board with Swag, he's dug himself in onto the A bomb site. Got Volcano for backup, just peeking into T main. Less than a minute left to go on the clock. Semphis trying to peek into the upper area, but he's got no attention there really. Rotates moving in. It looks like Team Dynamic are favouring this one as being on the A site, and that's a mistake. Nothing calls them back. Smokes go in. And before long we will see terrorists going in. There's already a couple in there. Bomb plant at the back of the site. Semphis has got one. Semphis has got two now as he's chosen that bomb site. And TCK gets the third. And I'm so surprised this is happening as Semphis gets his three-man Adren last man standing. What can he do? He can get Hiko, but can he get anyone else? I don't think he can. 1v4, low HP. And he's taken down. That's baffling. What did Dynamic see that made them rotate onto the A site? As soon as the flashes and the smokes went in, it was too late. There was no one anywhere near to put any defences in. Nothing had dropped out. He was back here somewhere. The rest of the team had jumped through into connected to rotate into the A site, and from that point it gave free rein for players to swarm in from both sides, bed themselves in at the back of the site. Smoke was billowing in all over the shop. So completely threw me there. I don't see why there isn't someone playing at least a little more aggressively. Why the guy dropped off of A or onto B ramp. It's strange, and that is not the time to start making mistakes like that. So 2-1 going in favour of Quantic on the first half of the third overtime that we're seeing here, and late mistakes from Team Dynamic could end up costing them this whole map. Going for the old favourite, got Volcano and AZK this time, looking for a pick. That's Frosty. He's got the auto sniper. What can he do? So they're trying to get a boost on for AZK to do the job with the AWP. Got himself up onto the fence. Even up on the fence, you can't see through the smoke though, and that could be game over. In the meantime, Swag's taken down to 4 HP, trying to make something happen in the B site. Doesn't even tag anyone from Quantic Gaming. TCK bedding himself in on the bomb site in the B area. Hiko's got himself on top of T main. Do get a little angle to shoot down, but you can be spotted there as well. Adren taken down to half. Hiko take down to 80. And Semphis does eventually grab low HP Swag. Adren, who is half HP, taken down. Frost gets nothing on the side as he tries to work in. Volcano and AZK, last two men, taking on 3. Make that AZK last man against 3. What can they do here? Well, oh, and he's just fallen off. Brilliant. And committed suicide. That ain't going to do his finances too much good, I don't think. But he has still got some cash to buy, so it's alright. So can Quantic close this out then? Can they take us to a second map? 24-22. They win this next one. It doesn't guarantee things for them, but it does mean that they only need 1 to carry it through. TCK manages to get 1. It's the 3v3, and again they're trading frags. These two American teams. Day's coming in behind, gets AZK. Got chance for a second, spraying underneath the T-main bomb train, and he does get 1. Adren, what can he do? Well, he's already been taken down, so very little from beyond the grave. And that is GG confirmed. That is it, all over. That is Train, and after 3 rounds of overtime, Quantic Gaming come out on top. A bit of a surprise, really, the way it went with Team Dynamic winning out on terrorist side, the harder terrorist side on Train. I would have expected them to carry through until for the rest of the game and win it out in normal time, but they couldn't even do it in overtime. A few little mistakes thrown in from Team Dynamic ended up costing them there, but that is the first map over. So second map will be coming up for you very soon. This has been Crossy, bringing you the action on the Hatton Games YouTube channel. Keep it locked and we'll have more action for you very soon.